Hi everyone. Now we are going to discuss about the principles of development of children. Let's see what is development. Development is about growth and helping to grow different aspects as together they create further growth. Development is vital in today's society as it affects every aspect in everyday life. Certain factors have a huge influence on development or the lack thereof, the need to improve development. Next, we will see the principles of development. So there are some principles have been enlisted here. Development is continuous, development is gradual, development is sequential, rate of development varies person to person, development proceeds from general to specific, most traits are correlated in development, growth and development is a product of both heredity and environment, development is predictable, there is a constant interaction between all factors of development. These all are the principles of development. Let's see one by one. The first one is development is continuous. It is true that development is a continuous process that never stops. It is also true that there are stages to growth and that developments unfold at predictable times across the lifespan. As you can see here in the image, when a child will be small, at the time he used to he will try to ride a tricycle, then he will try to ride the bicycle, then when he will grow at the time like in the age of 15 to 16 years, he will start drive the car. So this is a development is continuous. Okay, continued development is happening in one child life. Next is development is gradual. The gradual process through which babies become adults, being at conception and continuous until death. So from birth to death till death, each and every child is growing. Next is development is sequential. Most psychologists agree that development is sequential or orderly. Every species, whether animal or human, this pattern in general is the same for all individuals. The child crawls before he creeps, stands before he walks, and babbles before he talks. So whatever we are going or we are going towards development, before that we have to cross some steps. It will be a sequentially we have to cross the steps, then only we can go towards the development. Next is rate of development is varies person to person. The rate of development varies from one child to the other. Every organism is a distinct creation in itself. One of the most important principles of development is that involves individual differences. There is no fixed rate of development that all children will learn to walk is universal, but the time at which each child takes his or her first step may vary. So development is a universal. Okay, if a baby is walking, that is universal, but we don't know at what age the baby will take his or her first step. That is different. It will be vary from person to person. Like individual difference, we are talking about the individual difference here. Next, development progress from general to specific. Development proceeds from general to specific in all areas of development. General activity always precedes specific activity. For example, The fetus moves its whole body but is incapable of making a specific response. Like the another example is given in the image. The earlier when the child start writing, at the time he or she cannot hold the pen properly, but when they will do the practice, at the time perfectly they can hold the pen and write it properly. They will be able to use it properly when they will do the practice. Next is most traits are correlated in development. Generally, it is seen that the child whose mental development is above average is also superior in so many other aspects like health, sociability, and special aptitudes. So, if the child's if the child is healthy, and he can be a socially also, and he or she is grow physically and mentally in a proper way. Next is growth and development is a product of birth, heredity and environment. Heredity and environment is playing a vital role in the development of personality of an individual. So whatever we are learning, that we are learning in the environment. If we will give the healthy environment to the children, then they will grow in a proper manner. Then next is development is predictable. Predictability, or being able to know what to expect, it is an important ingredient for healthy development. Predictable routines and consistent relationship provide a foundation of trust and security for children. When children know what to expect and who they can rely on, they have the confidence to explore the world around them and develop new skills. So when the child is his developing process was going on, at the time only we can predict that how the child can develop. The next is constant interaction between all factors of development. Development is one area is highly related to development in the other areas. So it's interrelated. For example, a child who has a good health can be active socially and intellectually. So if here as example it is given that if the child's health is good, then he can actively participating in the social activities, and intellectually will also he will be good.